Hello. Uh, Welcome to a different type of video. So, I have played a lot of games on my channel. And I thought, as some do at the end of the year, I could go back and look at them. Now, first, I do want to explain these categories. They're pretty obvious, but I'm just gonna say that I don't think there's gonna be any in mediocre or I hate it doing this. I haven't gone through them to think about them, but it's 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 gonna be very top heavy. Is that the right word to use? Yeah. Basically, it's mostly going to be things at the very top. So yeah. Now first up, FNAF 1. And it was a fine experience. I would actually say pretty good. However, when I first started doing YouTube, okay, like this is at the very beginning for a reason. This was the first series I ever did, and I can still look back on it fondly. However, that first episode took so much out of me. It was hell because as the title of that video suggests, as the title of the first video suggests, I had to re-record that 3 separate times. And that was not very fun to have to do. And that kind of taints it as a whole. Yeah, I still really like the I still really like the game. Heck, as I said, I really like all of these. And also, now might also be a good time to mention there's two things here that seemingly are absent. These are, well, both Brothership and Boofy's Bunker. The reason these aren't here is because I only want to talk about series that I've actually finished. Excluding, weekly series, as they're never going to end necessarily unless I, never play them again. But like, yeah. Yeah. So no, no. Either way, yeah. Yeah. FNAF 1 fairly pretty good, but just technical issues before that made a lot of problems. And now going from a game that I'm kind of so on to one game that I genuinely like. Okay, so the Joy of Creation Office demo. This game has genuinely one of my favorite gameplay loops I have ever had to do. And it started as a gameplay loop I didn't even understand. And it is absolutely wonderful. The gameplay itself is very fun. It feels just chaotic enough to be stressful, but not RNG dependent like another thing, like another game we'll be talking about in a minute. Yeah, the Joy of Creation is genuinely the Joy of Creation demo is genuinely one of my favorite FNAF experiences so far. I haven't had many. But it is genuinely one of my favorites. And that series is genuinely pretty good. I had an amazing time recording that. There was only one pitfall, the game crashing, but I'd still say pretty good. It's going in, yeah. So I'd say pretty good, but because of just how much fun the game was, honestly, if I was given a choice to replay through any of these games again, like completely fresh, this would be one of them. So, next up, Candy's Adventure. This is the most relevant image I could find. And I'd say, pretty good. Again, I wouldn't say it's one of the overall bests. What the hell's that on the side? Wait. Are you... Bro, you can slightly see it. The only problem with Tier List Maker is... Hold on. Actually, no, that might mess up the recording if I do that. Why did it decide to be so big? Like, literally, I've had OBS open for like an hour to make sure that over there on the right was fine. Whatever. Yeah, Candy's Adventure, pretty fun. I have some regrets. Like, look, these early series have a lot of problems with audio. Heck, I'm not even certain if the current audio is still the best it could be. You get me? But that one, yeah, you can hear my voice at a lot of times. But hey, it was still pretty fun. And I would have played it earlier if, technical difficulties. So, yeah, no, we're still not. Anyways, FNAF 2. I would say, again, a fine experience. Now, if I didn't have the technical issues with FNAF 1, where I had to re-record the first video so many times, just had so many problems while recording, FNAF 2 would definitely be lower than FNAF 1. Okay? Like, it's... Like, it's not even a contest. It would be lower. But I would still say I had a pretty good time with it. So why isn't it pretty good? Well, I have a burning hatred for FNAF 2. I do not like this game. Ergo, it's hard for me to... Yeah, it's like the opposite with the Joy of Creation. Okay? It's a pretty good series. Or a pretty good game. But no, pretty good series. But there's something about the game that changes where it's ranked. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going way too fast or way too slow. By the way, 5 laps at Freddy's. As you can see, this is where I started to mess up with cropping. 5 laps. 5 laps is a pretty good game. it definitely has problems. Like a lot. The state that it came out in, it should not have come out in. But I had a pretty good time. I do have to say, because of the bugs, I feel like I should put it earlier. Because it technically shouldn't even be a 2-episode series, or 2-part series. But God, that was a lot of awkward silence. My brain just turned off. But I would say that this is still a pretty decent game. And now, for any for any series that are part of the weekly series, that are, weekly videos, despite the fact that, when was the last time I uploaded one? But the fact the last weekly video was 6 days. Okay, wait, that doesn't really. Despite the fact that the second last weekly video was 3 weeks ago, probably nearly 4. Yeah, I still think. So, yeah, for these, I will put them into episode categories. Basically, how many episodes of that came out during that year. So, Risk of Rain 2, episodes 1 and 2. Ah, okay, this is where it starts to get hard. I pretty much died instantly in both of them. And I'd say fine. Come on, there. I'd say fine. Like, I do really like the game. Okay. And heck, considering the items got upgraded or changed, I want to do an episode 3. But Brothership has taken up so much of my time. Kind of sad that's not able to be here, but hey. So, pressure. I'm gonna put it top pretty good. Again, there's not much to say overall. Pressure is a game that induced me with a lot of panic. Alright? And considering none of these were really attempting to make progress overall, it's not really like I can't, like, it's hard to compare it to a series like literally the non-weekly series because they're just so different. But I'd still say that it was a pretty good experience. A60 showed up in A60 showed up. I got Artifice. Like, tons of things happened in one of the videos. I'm trying to remember all of them, honestly. There was the Lightless one. One of them, I'm pretty sure I went for Damageless. Yeah, then found Artifice, which, kind of changed what I wanted to do. And overall, they're, they're pretty easy to make, as I don't really need to consider any sort of editing. Like with FNAF 1 and FNAF 2 and The Joy of Creation, I might need to like do an occasional sort of uh what's the word? Why can't I think? Edit. Guess I do it so infrequently that I can't remember the word. But yeah, they're pretty easy when it comes to actually editing them. So yeah. And I'll just also put doors here so I can talk about all three of these. I I feel like I could have done better on my scrim videos. That's why it's in fine. Pressure and doors are pretty fun. But look, the whole point of the creation of the weekly series was I either don't have time to do something or I need time to do something. So it kind of ends up being, yeah. Either way, around the clock. But do I think it was a. Unfortunately, no. I don't think it was a better experience than the Joy of Creation demo. But this game is still. Oh, baby. I love it. The gameplay is fun all throughout. God, I probably should have written a script. I should have written a script, but I didn't. I should have written a script, but I didn't. And now I am suffering the consequence. Yeah, but around the clock, pretty good game. There wasn't really ever a time that I actually really need to do a weekly series. Heck, I started a different series mainly because I got a really good idea when playing 3 a.m. at the Krusty when I was playing the Krusty Krab level in Around the Clock. And that brings us on to 3 a.m. at the Krusty Krab. I'll put it that pretty good. Again, pretty fun, pretty fun, pretty fun. Definitely not as fun as Absolutely Wonderful. Okay, the gap between Absolutely Wonderful and Pretty Good is actually pretty big, ironically enough. Despite the fact that they are right here, the gap between this and this is way bigger than this and this. I guess the biggest gap would be between these two. But, like, yeah. Oh, wait, shoot. I don't know if you could see me, like, highlighting them. Whatever. Either way, yeah. Pretty fun experience. Pretty fun experience. I thought, oh, like, when I was first going through, I decided, hey, you know what? Let's see how hard mode is. And then I regretted it. And then I eventually learned how to do it and actually beat it for, like, the finale, which was honestly pretty cool. Alright, now for the next batch of weekly series. Spelunky and Spelunky 2. Okay, you know, I'm gonna put Risk of Rain first, and I'll put it about there. Hmm. Honestly, despite the fact that these videos don't really do all too well, I would say they are actually my favorite weekly series. They're just fun to make, and I feel they fit in very perfectly, honestly, with the weekly. As a weekly, sure, I'm not making a lot of progress. It's kind of the only issue with the weekly series. I don't really make progress, but like that's the whole point of it being this. Probably would work better as like a funny moment sort of thing, but hindsight is 2020. And yeah, Discovering Returns is also pretty good. Wait, I did a second video? Wait, did I? I guess I did. What is the second video? Right. Okay, my brain completely combined the two videos into one. So, is it? It's visible again. You can barely see any of it in OBS, which I'm glad about. I'm glad that you cannot actually see the ad. Yeah. I also have like tier list maker completely muted in case one of the ads decides, you know what, I don't care that I am muted. I'm going to entirely go through everything. So, the Graveyard. Again, a pretty good game. Again, it's a side mode, but it's a side mode that was small enough that I'm just like, I can do this as an actual series. I don't need to think, oh, yeah, this is. Yeah. I'm horrible at explaining things. Also, you can see the last one I put in. As you can see, I did put N. So, you know, let, let me explain why Graveyard. Why Graveyard is where it is. I really enjoyed Graveyard. Sure, it was buggy upon release, but it was fun. And honestly, I'd say a pretty good series overall. It it's definitely harder to rank the actual series compared to the weekly series, as the weekly series is like it's literally there's not much editing, if any at all. Well, with things like Graveyard, but no, not really Graveyard, but like Around the Clock, FNAF 2, 3 AM at the Krusty Krab. I have to actually edit them. More goes into them. More thought goes into them. So, yeah. Now, time to address why I called this one N. That is because this is like the 14th, I think. Pretty sure. Basically, I listed down the numbers in order so I could, put them in order. Because this isn't the last time So, yeah, this is the final tier list. As you can see, yeah, pretty much everything was put in pretty good. With only a few outliers. And, like, look. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, there's some things that I forgot to talk about. Whatever. So, yeah. But this isn't all I want to do. Eventually, and I mean literally in a year's time, I want to come back to this tier list. And I want to add to it. I do not want... But wait, what am I trying to say? I want to be able to talk about how I feel. This is probably a more rudimentary version of that, but I still got everything across that I wanted to say. Yeah. So next year, in about a year's time, or pretty much in a year's time, I'll make a follow-up video for next year's series. And also any series from this year I managed to finish. Which I guess I'll give some final closing thoughts on them. Brothership has been really fun to do, but has also been a bit of a pain at times. Boofy's Bunker is honestly, I believe, the reason I'm still making videos right now. It'll have fire under me, pretty much. And my pop goes... I don't know, I went through the first challenge and was not in the correct headspace to actually do it. Yeah. So, either way, if you like this video, firstly, hit the like button. But, if you want to see more stuff like this, well, leave a comment. Because, again, I don't know if people necessarily will like this video format. And who knows, maybe for future videos, I'll actually, make an actual script. Again, I'm just going off of how I perceive things here. And if you want to see more of me, subscribe. Hope to see you around, as I still have one different type of video planned for this year, and hopefully I'll get it out. I was planning on getting out by the 15th, but as you could probably tell, that's if I'm recording this 8 days ago. Time this is coming out, 10. So yeah. Either way, bye.